Is audio off during this portion? Hey, what's going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. In case you didn't know for some reason because you're hiding on a rock, over the course of the last week or so, we are doing these every weekday, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So we talk about everything from making money online, how to survive a pandemic, how to set yourself up for a more prosperous future, how to make money with affiliate marketing, building courses, doing coaching, hosting masterminds. And so join us. Make sure that you subscribe. We're going to be notifying you down here below throughout the entire stream here for you to, slam the like button, leave a comment, and also share this because there's a lot of people who are sitting at home right now who could use some positivity, who could use some strategy, who could use some community to be able to make sure that if they're stressed, whether that be financially or mentally, through this pandemic right now, that if something ever like this happens again or just normal life goes on like it normally does, that you never have to be in this position again. And what we're going to talk about today with a very special guest. This guy's been a real pleasure to get to know. I'm going to bring him in here in about 30 seconds. His name's Jake. And over the past several months, Jake has been basically siphoning out free leads from a little app called TikTok. Now, TikTok is something that if you haven't heard about it, you've also probably been hiding under a rock, and it's something that you probably thought was just for kids. You also probably thought that it was just for celebrities or maybe senior citizens to dance to music and look kind of funny and then share on social or email or whatever to their friends. But it's really all of that and an opportunity for you to get a lot of free leads from posting little 15 or 60-second videos that are actually quite a bit easier than posting videos to YouTube. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bring in, if I can get the technology right, Jake. What up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Good to see you, dude.
Dude, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm pumped.
Man, so tell us a little bit about yourself before we talk about TikTok. You're a youth pastor in North Carolina. Give us a little bit of the backstory about how you even got into online marketing.
Yeah, for sure. Man, there's so many stories I could tell you. I could go all the way back to college. I was thinking even yesterday about a story where I had a guy on my hall, paid him $5 for a study guide, and then sold that study guide to like 500 people in my class. It's just always been part of who I am. Like I've always had this entrepreneurial itch. Like I love the hustle. Like I love the competition of it. I could talk to you about selling sneakers, which was actually a huge part that helped me get out of debt.
Okay.
High-end sneakers, which was just crazy to me.
Right.
Did penny stocks. I've done a lot of stuff over the
high-end
years.
sneakers is it's kind of a little niche in itself, right?
Yeah, it is.
I
Yeah, it
didn't
is.
know that, and then I started getting on some of these apps from buying sneakers from home, just ordering like on the Goat app and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, this is like a whole, and then I heard one of my barbers one day talking about it, and I was like, dude, this is a whole little subculture. But okay, cool. So you've done that. You've done penny stocks. Then what eventually brought you into affiliate marketing and kind of what you're doing now?
For sure. So beginning of September was the first time I ever heard of Legendary Marketer. Saw a random video on YouTube. No experience with internet marketing. Had heard the term affiliate marketing, didn't know anything about it. And I just did a ton of research. Like I research things a lot. So heard about LM and just poured for the next 2 weeks, just trying to figure out what it was about, who you were, about the company, and finally joined in. And unfortunately, September was actually the busiest month I have had since I've been on staff at the church. I'd given myself some new projects and I was just slammed. I mean, I was working 15 to 18 hours a day purely on that side of things. So I added this affiliate marketing thing. And when I bought the blueprint, I knew I was going to succeed because I wasn't going to start something that I wasn't willing to succeed on. So I struggled through September. Like putting in time with the courses at the end of the day. I'm building my funnel at the end of the day. But this is all brand new to me. Like, I am drinking out of a fire hydrant. So I went to my boss and said, I haven't taken time off since I've been on staff. Can I take the first week of October and the second week of October so I can really start pursuing this? And he let me. And the day before my first day off, I got an email that said, Legendary Boot Camp starting tomorrow. Well, I don't know what a boot camp is, but I've got time off, so might as well check it out. And not only the blueprint was a massive part of my success, that boot camp was a huge thing for me.
Now, are you talking about the video boot camp that we did for 30 days?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Dude, it's funny that you bring that up this morning. I feel like we should do another boot camp.
Oh, I'm all for it, man.
Right.
Oh, it's good.
What if we did one? I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, we've had a couple
TikTok videos.
I'm thinking.
To me, creating that habit of creating content from the very beginning of my business was a game changer for me.
Was it?
It was huge. And not only that, but the network, because every single person who was doing the boot camp was in that Facebook group every day, talking to one another, getting to know one another. I've developed incredible friends from those 30 days. So I was a massive fan of it.
Wow, dude. Wow. So we're coming out. Jake is another instructor. If you've been tuning in, we're releasing a TikTok course. Don't worry, it's not going to be $10,000. It's going to be just $1. And if you're an affiliate of Legendary, you can offer this to get people into our process, into our funnels, into our system. I know not all of you guys who are watching this are affiliates of ours, but if you're interested, then reach out. We'll get you either to the person who you're connected through us by, or to anybody on the LM staff, myself, whatever. We'll get you into the affiliates group. We'll let you apply to be an affiliate. We'd love you as a customer if you're looking to just learn, which you can learn TikTok when we come out with this course. You can learn about our Business Builder Challenge. There's all kinds of courses and information that we have for you. But anyways, I digress. I'm always selling, always be selling, Jake. I mean,
that course is going to be well worth the value, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, I mean, for God's sakes, we're
exciting.
talking about $1 here. So anyways, though, you're like what you're saying right now, it's kind of interesting because the last couple of days we've had Matt Steinman on.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday we had Dom Bavaro on, and we don't have Jonathan Montoya on. Well, I guess we had him on a couple of last week, but anyways, all four of you guys really who we're spotlighting in the community right now. You're taking lots of action. Of course, you're dominating with TikTok, but you guys really all have mentioned that video challenge, that boot camp that we did. So I think we should. I
met both Jonathan and Matt in that challenge.
Yeah. So okay, just so you guys understand what we're talking about, we basically challenged everybody to do a video a day for 30 days. Okay, and we kind of put everybody in a Facebook group, held them accountable, didn't charge anybody anything. But we kind of all we held each other accountable. So what happened during that, and then shortly after, continue taking us through the story.
Yeah, so we had the whole fun with Medium for the first 15 days of the challenge, and then we got into video for the second half. So November and December, I'm killing myself doing YouTube videos. I mean, a YouTube video here in the beginning, I'm spending, 3 to 4 hours for the planning for the video, shooting the video, editing the video, posting it, SEO, and everything that comes with that. And I'm doing about 5 a week at that point. Near the end of December, I'm like, okay, I'm fueled by competition. I check leaderboards all the time. And on the LM side, I just realized there are a handful of guys that I'm never going to be able to compete with. Big Mark, Jay, Nathan Lucas. I mean, I can name 5 or 6 guys off the top of my head. All have over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I can't compete with that. But then I see this thing called TikTok and say, you know what? No one's doing this yet, so maybe there's an opportunity for me to compete here. So end of December, I start that. And beginning of January, and I won't give away all the story because we talk about it in the training, but January 6th, posted a video one night, woke up the next morning to almost $1,000 purely from a TikTok video that took me 40 seconds to create. And at that point, I said, there's something here. This is actually an opportunity that people haven't started tapping into yet, and I had the opportunity to be really early with it. So January, February, I am still pumping out YouTube content, but really, really focusing on TikTok. And then February became really big for my business. I had started to develop a system with LM. I had 4 or 5 traffic sources for it that had kind of started becoming on autopilot. So I wanted to add something else to my business. So I actually bought a white label digital product for my business, started marketing it to Christian entrepreneurs. And what was so cool to me is both of these things built on one another. You said something a while back uh, that you shouldn't stop the affiliate marketing side because affiliate marketing is a blast because there's no customer support, which I didn't appreciate when you said it. I absolutely do now. So I had a system here, and then I started marketing to Christian entrepreneurs, and I had these two things that worked so well together.
Yeah.
The thing for Christian entrepreneurs was for lead generation for people who already had businesses. But every day I was getting a message saying, "Hey, Jake, I love what you're doing. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to create a business, but I don't know how to get started. What do you suggest?" Well, let me give you the exact path that I took. And then I pointed them to LM. So I loved it because Ellen has been so good to me, and I had found so much success with it that I love making that connection.
Yeah.
And as people went through Legendary Marketer, now I can say, here, I have this product for you that's going to help with lead generation. So beginning to see these things compounding on each other has just been super exciting for me.
Let's dial into the niche that you're already a part of. You're a youth pastor in North Carolina. So that's who you are. Not totally, but a part of your life, your faith, your service that you do there, which is, I would assume, your passion, and ultimately now you are using a bridge sort of effect here to say, okay, I've always liked to kind of joke around with Christian entrepreneurs and say, hey, I mean, God probably doesn't want you to be poor. You know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, truthfully, even from my end, I think there's a heavy responsibility on believers to be good stewards of the money we have.
Sure.
And I think a lot aren't. So that was a big part of it for me coming in. Like, I can help people who just struggle stewarding their money.
Well, and if you want to serve more people, I mean, if you have a mission, guys, or a passion, and I don't care if it's that you want to, share the gospel with more people around the world. I don't care if it's that you want to help build water wells in Africa. I don't care if it's that you want to get out a message about vaccines, or you're an anti-vaccine person, or whatever your message is, right? You can't do it without money. And this is something that let me digress a little bit. I came into 12-step recovery, and I've been able to get help and give help without money. So I don't want to say that you can't serve people without money. That's not true. I want to be super clear about this, because I don't want to come off as somebody who's out of touch with reality. But if you want to do things on a larger scale, your particular goal, which kind of hit home for me, was that you wanted to start I forgot the phrase that you used.
A church plant.
Okay, a church plant, which is essentially what it sounds like. It's growing a new church community, and you wanted to do that without what? What is your? I want you to say your goal, and not. I don't want to explain it. So explain to people
for sure.
what your mission and goal is, kind of behind this, your bigger why.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a friend that I went to college with. We've talked about for years that we wanted a church plant together in the future. But I'm just under the conviction I don't want to have to ask other churches to support us or other people to support us, because then they have some level of control in what you're doing. And I'm a control freak. I mean, that's one of my maybe a really positive, maybe a negative, depending on the day. I hate people having control or say into my life like that. So I wanted to be fully funded so I'd be able to church plant without needing the support of other churches or other people. So it's why I got started in affiliate marketing, and it's still a massive drive for me.
So staying with my original point that you niche down, okay? And I want you guys to make sure that you hear and understand this, that Jake has a passion, he has an interest, and he has something that he's knowledgeable about. Specifically, when you're marketing, what is the most important thing for you to understand? How to speak to somebody's pains and desires, right? How to speak somebody's language, how to speak the language that's already happening inside of their head. And if you're somebody who's not a Christian, somebody who's not a Christian entrepreneur, somebody who's not a Christian, you may not be able to do that. But Jake can. Here's the point, though. You have a passion. You have something that you're interested in, and there's a possibility you could take that and niche down to speak to those people specifically, like Jake did with his digital ebook, which essentially, if we simplify this, Jake, it's really just somebody could do this by just writing a Word document or a what do we call it in Mac? A Word document, or excuse me, a Word document or a Pages file, and then turn it into a PDF and call it, online marketing for Christian entrepreneurs, online marketing for woodworking people, online marketing for dog lovers, whatever you wanted to do. Now all of a sudden you have an ebook that you can give away as a bonus for that, but now you're speaking directly to an audience. And how did you come up with that idea? How did you bridge those two together to niche down? And then how has that worked out for you?
Yeah. Well, in the very beginning, I knew I wanted to talk about finances. This is just something that's a passion of mine. I've always enjoyed, but I don't get a massive outlet for it in ministry. Like, that's the one thing that I just don't get to do a ton. I get to do it some, but not a ton.
Right.
So I knew that was the direction I was going. And then I just obviously have a very deep connection with other believers. So the mission statement of my business is to help Christians achieve financial freedom so they can more effectively fulfill the mission to which God has called them. So within that big, broad category, I started creating kind of sub niches within it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, one way that I can help you develop financial freedom is by creating an online business. One way I can help you create financial freedom is you already have this business. How can I help you with lead generation?
Right.
And like, I get the question all the time, hey, I'm not a believer. Will you still help me? Absolutely. It's not meant to be exclusive.
Sure.
But it's just that I have a deep level, a deep foundation with this group of people already.
Sure.
Why not build on that?
Totally. And you're knowledgeable about it. I want to make what we're talking about applicable to you because it's easier for people to see the differences than the similarities. We always tend to focus on the differences. And even if you don't have a deep connection, what I'm telling you guys is that if you have an interest or if you're knowledgeable about a specific topic, you can connect with those people. And sometimes it might not be super, like, sometimes if you're in a super subcategory of like car lovers, maybe you just broaden it up to be car lovers or something. But I urge you and I invite you guys to be creative in terms of different offers or different bonuses or different front end. Really is all it is a front end lead page that is specific to a type of person that would make them, when they land on that page, feel really like, this is for me. Yeah. Wow, this is for me. And that's ultimately what writing copy is all about. It's about when somebody lands on that page or creating a sales message to sell your product. It's when somebody lands on that page, you are speaking so specifically to them that they're like, this is for me. Like, you even might want the person to get a little bit sweaty. You might want their heart to beat a little bit faster, their stomach to turn a little bit, because as they're watching your message or reading your copy, they go, this person really understands me. And every single human being's mission in life is to feel, I believe this, is to feel heard, it's to feel understood, it's to get validated, it's to be seen. And so many people, Jake, go throughout their life and they're not seen, but they don't feel seen by anybody. And so the moment that your copy, your video, and especially if you're communicating that to somebody, if you actually get on video, I always try to mix my marketing sales pages with both video and copy, because when they now connect a face with the words that are deeply connecting with their scenario, situation, or who they are, now all of a sudden they instantly have rapport with you. You instantly have rapport with them. And it's just, that is the power of this marketing that we do and we teach. So you continued your journey. Now you're finding these different sub niches of people that you can talk more, directly to. Take us through. You were doing the boot camp. Did you immediately you find TikTok? Like, how did that transition happen? And take us, because that was February. Did you say that was, when was that? That was in 2019, wasn't it?
When I first started, TikTok was about mid-December.
Okay, so, but I'm talking about the boot camp, because
The
essentially where
boot
we
camp was
left.
October,
Okay.
October 1st through 30th.
Okay, so take us through the transition from the boot camp then to the end of 2019.
It was just pumping YouTube content, just absolutely pumping YouTube content every day. And it got to a point it wasn't sustainable. Like I knew I was going to hit a brick wall at some point. Like I can't do 18 hours days every day. So I knew I wanted to keep a YouTube strategy because it's proven. I mean, we have seen so many guys now prove that this works when you follow the YouTube strategy. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to take dedication, but it works.
Yeah.
So I want to keep that as part of my strategy. But if I was going to catch up to some of these guys and really compete with them, I had to add something, which is when I brought the TikTok side of it in.
And I want you guys to really dial in what he just said. YouTube is proven, but it's a long-term strategy. And I joked with Dom yesterday. I said, I was actually a little bit pissed when you guys came up and we're having all this quick and easy success, because here I am over here preaching and teaching, these strategies that are not overnight success methods. They are long term, right? And of course I joke when I say I'm a little bit pissed. It's just part of the right. It's just part
Are you? I think you were a little bit.
No, I wasn't, but I like to say I was because it's funny. And it makes for good copy. But
For sure.
But yeah, man. So 2019, tell us the I stumbled upon TikTok story. Like, how did that go down? Like, what happened when you first logged on and saw a bunch of teenagers?
Man, well, at that point, it really was. Like, the TikTok of today is very different than the TikTok of December. It literally was just people dancing all over the place. Like, I didn't really know if my audience, there was one account that I found. It had like 300,000 followers at the time. But the strategy that you see on my TikTok account right now, of literally pointing at a screen and just going from spot to spot, is what I saw this dude had 300,000 followers doing.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm not smart, but I can do that. Like, who can't point at a screen and narrate in the background?
Right.
So started
for
implementing
everybody,
those strategies.
it's just literally, and tell us your TikTok handle so people can go and actually look at your TikTok and see what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure. At Jake the 3, JAKETHE 3.
Okay. So what he's talking about is literally having an image up on the computer or a slide or just the screen. Like, I could literally do a TikTok right now, and maybe I will here in a second, of the act of just our computer screen interviewing, TikTok legend Jake Thornhill right now, and it's just shooting a 15-second video of the computer screen. So I wanted to explain that. So you saw a dude doing this, 300,000 followers. You go, I'm not a genius, but I can do this.
Well, and here's the thing, right? So I've made maybe 60 YouTube videos now. I have, I don't know, maybe 5 of them that are over 1,000 views. I looked at my TikTok page this morning. I might have 5 videos that are under 2,000 views. Like through I don't know, a couple hundred videos at this point.
Right.
Like and maybe they're not equal. Maybe they're not the same value and the same quality. But even if they're not, the amount of views you can get, I have some that have 700,000 views. I'm not getting that on YouTube anytime in the near future. So why would I not experiment? Like, why would I not practice a 15 to 60 second video if it has the potential? I don't know who it is. So if you're watching, you can take credit for this. There's someone within the legendary marketer community who started, I think she said 2 weeks ago. She's got 8,000 followers so far, but she had a video, I think it was her maybe third video, 1.5 million views. I don't know who she is. I saw her just on some random page yesterday. 1.5 million views. Where else can you get that right now? It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's insanity. It's insanity. I'm actually just loving sitting back. I need to get on TikTok as well and really start banging out. This is my public declaration here, right, live, because there's just no excuse. There's no excuse. I'm saying it in front of you guys right now. I've sat back. I was one of the dummies who said this is just for kids, or I don't need another method to do right now. But it's just too easy, Jake. It's 15 seconds. It's 60 seconds. So let's talk.
And even if you're saying it's just a trend that's going to be gone in 2 months, why not take 10,000 views between now and those 2 months? Like, why not take that? Now, you need to move it. Like, you need to move your audience to your YouTube channel, to your email list, to other places.
Yeah.
But why not take that personal branding opportunity that we have right now?
Well, I think that focusing on a channel and then moving people from that channel to another channel is a smart strategy in and of itself. Instead of trying to be a rock star on every platform, to essentially try to really focus with your content. How many videos are you doing a day on TikTok right now?
My strategy right now is 3 to 5, but I've done 1 to 3. Like you don't need to start at 3 to 5, but 3 to 5 is where I'm at right now.
Are you doing any personal reach out or with TikTok, or do you basically just post the video and it's just about kind of, there's no real direct messaging, or like how, on Facebook?
I'll reply to every
private
comment, but I don't do DMs.
Okay. Are there DMs on TikTok though?
There are.
Okay.
There are.
So you
do have to be following the person. They have to be following you, but yeah.
Oh, you have to be following them and they have to be following you.
Which does make it a little different.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So it's really just about right now, anyways, we don't know if this is going to last, but it's really just about, well, just going viral. I mean, it's just a place to go viral right now and just get tons of views. And I mean, in case you guys don't know, I mean, going viral is essentially it's free advertising, because typically, I don't know if it was you or if it was somebody else who showed the 938, almost 1 million views in the last 28 days. But that's on TikTok. Okay, it's one of you guys four, but you obviously have, similar numbers going on right now with your TikTok. Yeah. In order to get that, if I was to get 938,000, almost 1 million views on a video ad on Facebook, we're talking about thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars, you know? So, and I mean, our sales video, I look into our back end statistics for our sales video, and we're talking about millions of views on that sales video over the last several years. But I mean, it's just, and I'm just comparing to, a YouTube channel, getting, in order to get 50,000 views, you got to work pretty hard on your entire channel from scratch anyways. So the bottom line is I don't want to get into rambling about the value of views, but it's money, it's currency. I mean, on the internet, views are currency. So you're making sales right now. I want to be clear about that TikTok, it's not just crap traffic. I mean, these are real people who are interested in the things that not everybody is, but a portion of the people. You're actually getting leads, you're getting sales, you're making a significant amount of money right now with this.
Yeah, there was a day, because again, a lot of this, the money really isn't what fuels me, it's the competition. Like I love competition. It's just fun for me. There was a day on the leaderboard, which was just a moment of a lot of clarity. I always try to pass Big Bark. I cannot get past that sucker for the life of me. So I reached out to him to give him a hard time about it. But there was one day where in the 1 day category, I was above him. In the 7 day, I was in second place. In the 30 day, I was in second place. And I'm sitting here like 90 to 95% of my traffic is coming from TikTok. Like I'm driving so much stinking traffic from this app. And the fact that people still weren't using it just blows my mind. Blows my mind.
Well, he's pumped up his traffic doing something lately. I haven't reached out to him and figured out what it is, but he's pumped up his traffic big time. So yeah, I'm on TikTok right now. It's you got to be careful.
Have you shot a video yet?
I've got a couple on there. It's just they're puny. I mean, I've got two. Yeah. It's just I got to get on it. I need a boot camp myself. That's why I'm kind of thinking about and was talking to you about a boot camp. And anyways, we'll think about that over the next 24 hours and maybe launch one. So what I mean, we're going to come out with a course here within about a week or so. You're an instructor in that course. I love I love you being an instructor because you're not a guru. You're not, nobody could call you a guru. It's going to be exciting. So all of you guys are going to be able to pick up that course for $1. It's sort of a pandemic stimulus plan for everybody. And what final thoughts? I mean, what sort of your journey? I think we could sit here and talk for an hour about all the things that you have learned, but what would you say your biggest takeaway is so far in this whole online marketing journey? I mean, if you could look back,
thank you for that question,
and tell yourself or talk to yourself, knowing what you know now when you first started, what would that conversation look like?
Oh, thank you so much for asking that. So the first few months, it was, I'm just going to make money with this. Like, I'm gonna email every single person on Craigslist, and I'm gonna get sales doing it. The moment of clarity for me was in January, where I really began to realize that this is about serving people.
Mm.
Um, excuse me. When that switch happened in my mind, when I really began to realize that I can serve Christian entrepreneurs, that I can serve people who need to find another stream of income and just don't have it. So recently, I've started really reaching out to a lot of fellow pastors because my goal is to swarm Legendary Marketer with other pastors because I think what we do fits so well into the strategies that you guys teach. Talking about masterminds and events, we run masterminds and events all the stinking time. We do multiple a week. We teach on a daily basis. So like we do series all the time. When it comes to coaching, like as a Christian, we are called to disciple younger believers. This is something that we practice all the stinking time. So coaching is a natural fit for us. Digital products, creating courses, again, just things we do all the time. So I have been trying to reach out to some of my brothers and sisters who are going through some of those same struggles that I did, who just don't have. I'm actually in a very good situation as youth pastor. My church pays me very well, but I know a lot of people who are not in that well of a situation. So just reaching out to them saying, hey guys, I'm really not trying to sell you on this, right, but I understand that pain point. Like I understand that you need something to supplement your income. And I think that what you've learned in ministry is such a smooth fit into this. So that's become something for me. Like I believe that I have the ability to serve people. And when that mind shift happened for me, it changed the whole journey. And it's been so much fun.
I love that you brought that up because for those of you out there wondering, well, is this, if I buy a couple of $1,000 course, our flagship product is called the Business Blueprints, and something that Jake and many people, are huge fans of, and kind of, we all shout it from the rooftops. We're constantly making it better, giving improvements and free updates for people who bought it in years past. So we really try to serve our community with that product. But, people often ask, well, is the value going to outweigh the cost? And I think that we really undervalue just skill sets. I think we undervalue skill sets because the skill set that you're learning for being able to go and take your message out, because getting a message out, whether it's a Christian message, whether it's an earth, whether it's a climate change issue, I don't care. It doesn't matter what your beliefs are, what your passion is. To be able to share it and get it out into people's heads and hearts, you got to communicate. You got to get in front of them. The first step is you got to actually get in front of them. The second step is you got to actually know how to communicate it. And that can either be through verbal or written word. It's not rocket science. It's not changed. The medium has only changed. It's just not TV or radio anymore. It's the internet, and it's TikTok, and it's YouTube, and it's Facebook. And it's even better, Jake, because we get to speak to people indirectly, which is less intrusive, right? So, and it makes us the ones who become the hunted rather than the hunter. We're no longer forced to knock on doors as people who are, right? Which is what, do you guys remember when people used to have to go door to door, or did go door to door? Yeah, selling vacuum cleaners and encyclopedias, or even nowadays we still have certain faith groups who are knocking on doors. Did you hear that?
I've done it before, man. It's cringy. I hate it.
But
I don't do it often, but I've done it before.
Now that's great, but the truth is, and this is just the truth, and Jake, you're much more qualified to speak on this than I am, but the truth is, when you knock on somebody's door, it's intrusive to them, and you're going to get the door slammed in your face more times than you are going to have somebody say, "Oh yes, I've hoped that somebody would come along and knock on my door so I could invite them in for tea." Right? Especially,
I don't want to talk to those people.
Okay, so, but the versus being able to go online and put out a compelling message that somebody's going to be scrolling, stop and watch, and now you have their attention to learn how to create that message and then to get it in front of somebody is a skill, and it's an art, and it's a science, and it doesn't always this is something that I think is so important, because we don't just sell business opportunities here. We teach skills in Legendary. It's not just about acquiring these skills so you can make money with them. It's so you can also become a better communicator, become more influential, because if you want to get more of what you want in life, or if you want to share more of what you're passionate about, you have to improve your communication skills and your ability to get your message in front of people. There's no other way about it. And you know what? The investment, whether it's a couple hundred, a dollar, a couple hundred, couple $1,000s, in my opinion, Jake, that's priceless.
I'm with you. That's been my experience.
I
completely agree.
People I still see every day, the skepticism in people, they'll even buy a challenge, go through our challenge for $7. We were joking about this. And then some of them will ask for, it's like, give me my $7 back. It's very rarely happens, but when it does, it's always laughable. But then you also have people who are just so skeptical, and it's like, friend, it's $7, it's $1, it's a couple hundred, it's a couple thousand. I'm not trying to minimize the amount of money that anything is to anybody, but you're never going to get something. I mean, and you know this better than anybody. Faith is about taking a leap of faith. It's about doing and believing something without particularly knowing the outcome.
Yeah.
That's what life's about. That's what life's about. So I think that there's a lot to take away from this conversation this morning. Hopefully you can be inspired to look at your journey here online, whether you're beginning, in the middle, or just thinking about starting it, as bigger than just money, as bigger than just an app on a phone. Because TikTok is not the point, guys. It's not the point. It's the mechanics. It's not the dynamics. The dynamics are, Jake, have you grown as a person throughout this journey?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's been, I mean, serving is what I do in ministry, but I think it's just taken me a level deeper, to really recognize, because I wasn't a marketer, right? Like I didn't know this stuff before, but to notice people's pain points has truthfully even helped me on the ministry side and has grown me as a man and as a pastor. But the impact you're able to have through this, not only financially, but as you're saying, on other areas of people's lives, is priceless. It is.
And, learning these strategies, it doesn't matter what, I think it makes you not only a more evolved, more gritty, it can increase your dedication, your discipline, being an entrepreneur and being responsible, being the boss. Everybody wants to be the boss, but nobody wants to pay the cost.
True.
It not only can it can not only birth your best self, right? And really help you elevate into the best version of who you are, but it also makes you just cooler in general, because now all of a sudden there are youth pastors on TikTok. There are youth pastors on social media.
Yep.
I mean, and now all of a sudden I can talk to multiple different generations, okay, of people that I couldn't talk to before. And I think in life, if we wonder oftentimes why we have a difficult time connecting or influencing younger generations or older, it's because we're disconnected from the things that they're passionate about. And so if you are an older person, if you're somebody who, feels disconnected from younger generations, then learning these skills can also connect you with your children, so I don't know. I guess I could list the benefits all day long, Jake, of somebody using their time to improve their skill sets, to not only create an additional source of income for themselves, but also to learn skills to be able to get their message and their mission furthered in life. I could list the benefits. I'll stop there. Give us some closing thoughts before we leave. Any piece of advice, final advice, or wisdom from your journey that you'd share with the folks listening?
Yeah, man, so many I could leave, but I think I'll leave with this one. It's just really reiterating what Dave's already said, is view the journey about the impact. Like focus on the impact that you are making in people's lives and not just about the money. I saw so many people in the beginning getting started about the same time I was and have fallen away because it was all about like, I've got to make $100 in the next 24 hours. I've got to make $100 in a week. And truthfully, if that's the mindset, you're probably going to fail because that's an unrealistic expectation. I personally thought I was going to make $10,000 in 2 weeks, and that didn't quite happen. But when you view the joy of the journey, like when you really enjoy every single day, the impact you're making on people's lives, and yeah, you get rewarded financially for that. But when you find joy in that journey, it's going to be a lot of fun and you're going to find success. I've yet to find someone in the internet marketing world who is loving the journey who hasn't been rewarded from it. So that'd be what I'd end with. And guys, thank you all for taking the time to watch this morning. And Dave, did really appreciate the opportunity to share.
Dude, we're blessed and honored to have you as a part of our community. Keep up the great work. You guys join us every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake Up Legend here. This is Dave Sharpe for Jake Thornhill. Peace.